Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick cheap tool review. I think this is a must-have if you're going to be doing furniture or cars or body work, maybe, I don't know, vending machines, old appliances, whatever, if you're restoring stuff. These are very inexpensive. I want to say I paid probably 40 bucks for this. I don't know if they make, this is from Harbor Freight. I don't know if they make the Central Pneumatic brand anymore. I think that's branded under Bauer now, and it's a couple of more bucks. But this is a tool I would not hesitate to buy used because they're very cheap. I mean, they're very simple machines, and they pretty much last forever, regardless of how expensive they are. So the way these operate is you have a single piston in here, and it moves this back and forth. You go get yourself a roll of sticky backed adhesive like this. I got this from a body shop supply. You simply tear it or cut it to length and you're ready to go. Like I said, furniture, car doors, trunk lids, maybe hoods, just, wherever there's a relatively flat surface. And this is kind of padded, so you've got a little bit of give to it. But if you need to really remove a lot of material on a large flat surface, this is a mega time saver. Easy to operate. It's smooth. One hand in front. Here's your trigger. Air goes in the back. It has a single piston. Now, the way these work is the piston mechanism in here is just like the piston mechanism in a small portable air compressor. I'm talking about like the really small ones you keep in your car. It's a single centered metal. It's a single piece centered metal like cylinder that's inside of a larger cylinder, or basically a piece of pipe. So it doesn't seal because it doesn't have rings like a car. So you do need to put some oil in here. You can use air tool oil, motor oil, transmission fluid, whatever, but it only takes a few drops because you're only using that oil to seal the side skirts of the piston. And that's how you get the sealing action to get the air compression mechanism to work. Anyway, I'm rambling, but yeah, furniture, cars, antique appliances, very cheap, fantastic tool, easy to use. It doesn't like kick, it just goes back and forth. The only real weak spot on this particular one is you're going to have these warp or wear out because it is just a cheap kind of foam, but you could probably replace this or make a new one if you really wanted to. Like I said, I paid probably 40 bucks for these. I generally don't buy used tools. This one I would definitely buy used because it's just a very simple mechanism, and they should last kind of forever. This design has been around for, I think, over 100 years at this point, so it's a bulletproof, cheap and easy, big time saver. That's what this is. You buy this because it's a big time saver. So cheap tool, gotta have if you're doing any sort of restoration work where the paint is going to be, if you plan on putting a nice paint job on something. So if you've got an antique tractor where you're just kind of like patching and painting and is no showstopper, probably don't need something like this. But again, furniture, large areas of flat surfaces. Trying to think anything else. It does require a bit of oil. Don't go overboard with the oil. If you put too much oil in it, run it, you'll see it dripping out, and then you got to clean it off with like lacquer thinner, something that is an absolute oil dissolvent. So if you get oil on this thing, it's going to get oil into your workpiece because it's going to sling it out. So be careful how much oil you put in it. If you put too much, drain it out, clean it up, start over again. Not really a big deal, but yeah, this I've only used it a couple of times, but the times I used it, I would say that it definitely saved me hours of work. So yeah, Inline pneumatic belt sander, must have cheap tool.